There you go.
No?
Exactly. Exactly. That's the conclusion statement. The conclusion statement is literally one sentence, but it's important because it helps you when it comes to changing the tempo. The easiest thing in the world, but it's very key. Okay. So the conclusion statement, for example, for this offer, after you've gone over the bridge, you just say something along the lines of, and that's pretty much it. Like that's really all it takes to go from where you are and becoming a highly skilled appointment setter, start making 2 to 3K your first months, and then eventually go to those 5, 6, 7, and beyond so that you can leave your job. That's all it takes. Okay, those are the words, but I would also use my tone and my body language. That's pretty much it. That's what it takes to da 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 da. And then I just grab something to take water, or I just take my phone. So it's indicating I'm done. That's it. And that helps you step into the tempo change, because the tempo change is a change in the dynamic of the conversation. Up until over the last 7 minutes, I've been just vomiting information. So what happens if you don't do intentionally the conclusion statement is that people feel that you're going to keep going. They don't get it. So you go, step number 1 is this. You with me? Yes. Step number 2 is this. You with me? Yes. Step number 3 is this. You with me? Yeah. Okay. So that's it. And they're like, okay, no, that's it. And they're like, okay, that's it. What else? They're just waiting for you to keep going. So you intentionally need to tell them, that's it, dude. I have nothing else to say. Now is your turn, your turn to ask me anything about what we just covered. But obviously, you're not going to say that verbatim. You're not going to say, okay, so that's it. Yeah, now I don't have anything to say, Mr. Prospect. Now it's your turn to tell me what are the gaps that I need to fill you in so you are ready to go into the investment. You're not going to say that. You guys with me? So what do? We say, that's pretty much it. That's the entire process. Those are the 3 phases. That's how we help people get from where they are to land a position, start making $2,000 to $3,000 per month at the beginning, and then eventually breaking that $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 per month in your case, so that you can leave the grocery store. That's the conclusion statement. Now, just to do a double check, I'm going to ask it again. What is the conclusion statement? Who will be able to chime in and explain what the conclusion statement is? Cameron, you're not allowed because I know you got it. So I was gonna have I know you got it because Cameron is always like super proactive, which is great. So let's go with someone different. I know Cameron got it. So what do you got, Nick?
It's basically a line to indicate you're done presenting and tempo change, right?
Okay, awesome. Cool. Now let's move into the tempo change. What is the purpose of the tempo change? Who knows what is the purpose of the tempo change psychologically, at a psychological level? Raise your hand. If you have no idea, throw confetti. Who's? Talk to us.
It's to give them some time to think about everything you just told them, so they can come up with questions or not, or just process everything.
Bingo. Is to give them the time to digest the bridge. Okay, they needed to digest the bridge. Somebody throw digest in the chat. Because one of the biggest mistakes that I've seen is, this is what we do. How do you feel about it? Does that sound good? Is that what you want? It's whoa. You just vomited a bunch of information. Now you're asking me to just put it all together. So it's for them to digest the bridge. You just slow down. You're Doctor Strange. Stopping time. You're stopping time. And now you give me the tempo. You set the tempo. I'm going to go at your rhythm because I need you to put all the pieces together. Because once the brain will put all the pieces together, the last question will be,
what's the price?
What's the price? Like from the prospect. The last question from the prospect will be, what's the price? That's the last question they're going to ask you once they have all the pieces together. The only thing we need to do is we need to wait until they put all the pieces together. That's it. So we do the bridge, we do the conclusion statement, and now it's like, okay, here's the puzzle. There's 7 pieces left. You put them together. Okay, how many hours is the training? How many hours can you do? I can do 7 hours a week. That works. Okay, 1 puzzle. They think, okay, and what happens if no one wants to hire me after certification? If you follow the process like everybody else does, why someone wouldn't want to hire you? Oh, never thought about it. But if you really thought about it, oh yeah, no, yeah. If I follow the process, it's gonna work. Yeah. Okay. And do I have to open an LLC or something? No, you don't. Okay, I'm ready. How much is it? You see how it works? That's what happens every single call. Okay, they just put the pieces together, and then once they feel they're ready, they go, okay, I'm ready. What's next? Or they say, oh, okay, makes sense. They're not telling you verbally, I'm ready, what's next, but they're telling you with their tone. Okay, got it. Okay, cool. And then they do this. Okay, cool. Taking me to the next step. Can you see that? Or they go, okay, cool. Okay, so the most important question, how much is this going to cost me? Or the big question, how much is it is? So once they go into the price, they put all the pieces together. And then we'll go, yeah, we can definitely go into the investment, of course, no problem. I guess any questions on the process, anything you can think of, take your time. No, everything sounds clear. Okay, cool. And I guess with that in mind, and now I'll go with the temp check. Do you feel that this is it? This is actually the springboard that's going to get you from where you are to where you want to be so that you can leave the grocery store? Or how do you feel? Yeah, I do. What makes you say that though? Yeah, because blah, 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 blah. I see, that makes sense. Is there any part of the process that you feel that it's like the key to the castle for you? Just curious. Yeah, the coaching. Why the coaching though? Oh, because blah, 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 blah. I see. Okay. And I don't know, I guess like, when are you looking to get started with this? When do you want to start hopping on this vehicle, this process? Yeah, as soon as possible. How does that work? Yeah, sure, we can go into that. Boom. And now if I feel and I go, okay, this guy certain, boom, I go into the price drop. Yeah, let's go over the price drop. I'll walk you through the next steps afterwards. I'm going to put it in the chat, and boom, the price drop. Yeah. Any questions on that? Hold on. No questions. We're all good. Awesome. Great. Last thing on the price drop. Did I cover the price drop yesterday? Like a couple of principles in the price drop or not? No? Okay. So last thing, and then we could just do a little bit of role play if we have time. Last thing in the price drop is, guys, price drop, okay? Couple of things. Number one, belief. Okay, belief. If you feel this is a lot of money, if you believe this is a lot of money, if you believe, dude, I'm going to destroy this person's finances, that's going to go with your words. That's going to come out of you. And you're going to sound like a freaking weirdo sharing the price. You are creating the awkwardness. Because yeah, the price is, I'm going to put it in the chat, is $5,000, but is a lot of, you have an entire team. It's a lot of hours we put in. We have an staff. So that's why it's $5,000. Do you smell all of that? As opposed to, yeah, so to walk you through this entire process, make sure you are on your way to make $7,000 per month from home. That's like what, 80K per year? Yeah, it's just like 5K. That's it. See the difference? That's number one. What do you believe about the price? Because if you believe it's a freak ton of money, that's what you're gonna cast. But if you believe it's peanuts compared to what you get, that's it. You don't need to be overly excited. It's just $5,000. And all of this and all the value, you have it for just $5,000. No, it's just like what time it is. It's just 3:31 p.m. That's it. Okay, just don't overthink it in that sense. Number two, I'm not sure how long you've been in sales, but just don't play this game of the first who speaks loses. That's bullshit, okay? Oh, you drop the price, you shut up, and the first one that speak loses the game. Like, what game? What the fuck? So, you drop the price and you shut the fuck up? Yes, you do. But there's a reason for that, which is you want to see the reaction. That's the whole reason. That's it. End of the story, period. That's it. It's not, you have to shut up and you have to do, you cannot say anything. Doesn't matter if the first one that speak loses the game. I'm not sure if you've heard of that, but dude, I've heard that a lot of times. So, and now what? So then if they don't speak, you're gonna be silent for 1 fucking minute. That's awkward as fuck. What the fuck? There's no there's guys. It's like, let's just be rational and logical. You say the price. If the guy says, okay, it's okay. Into the next thing. If the guy stays like this and looks up, clearly they're processing stuff, they're doing math in their head. If they just grab the phone, you stay silent, they're doing something. You'll give them the space. Now, if they go and they stay like this, now what? We're going to stay like this for 60 seconds? Do you know what I mean? Any thoughts, questions? Any questions on that? You know what I mean? Just move the needle. Don't get stuck in the freaking uncertainty. Okay, if there's uncertainty, what's coming out for you? Any thoughts on that? Yeah, that's a lot of money. Cool. Yeah, sure. What do you mean by that? Yeah? Don't create these like awkwardness, like 30-second silences. Are we in the Wild West or something? No. And that's it. Just any questions on that? Any thoughts or anything? No, all good, all good. Are you sure? Oh, no, yeah. But you have to like evoke or imply this energy that there's more things that I need to cover. I'm not done yet. You need to evoke that energy. It's not, okay, the last thing is the price. So I'm going to tell you the price and now it's game over. I'm going to stay here silent. No, because you have to cover the enrollment process. So yeah, so basically the investment for this entire program and everything, entire process and whatnot, this amount of money, blah, 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 it's just $6,000 USD. We work in USD. Okay. Yep. Any questions on that? No, it's like that. Any questions on that is almost is also me saying, I'm going to go over something else. If they say, okay, got it. Is that all up front, or did you say that for a reason? Just so I can see what you're looking for. Just so I can help you. No, that's right. Yeah, sure. No problem. Should we go over the enrollment process? Walk you through how everything works, get started with it. What are the steps and whatnot? Yeah, sure. Let's do it. Okay, cool. So it's pretty simple. We do it here on Zoom with me. It's just 3 steps. I send you an invoice electronically via email. You pay the invoice here with me. So just make sure that technology doesn't get in the way. Number 2, I give you your logins. Number 3, I get you inside of the community. We start rocking and rolling. Should we go through it? Or do you have any other questions? Or / ready to do some homework, or any questions before that? So at that point, okay, it's halfway assuming the sale and halfway asking for permission. Do you see that subtlety? You ready to do some homework or any questions? Should we go through it? Shall we? Or anything else you want to cover prior? So it's like the next step from here, I'm enrolling you, we're getting you in, we're getting you rocking and rolling, but hey, give me the final go. It's subtle, powerful, is very nice. It works all the time. Do it that way. And that here, they're going to break or no. They're just going to go, oh, yeah, all good, let's do it. Okay, awesome. So let me just don't do the freaking chit chat here. Please don't. Oh, I was over there in Canada. It's very cold. Don't do that. Okay, just keep working. You're busy. You're just multitasking. Just let them sit there and just make that decision and own that decision. And then if they're just like crumbling, just call it out. Hey, you good? Is everything okay? That's it. Don't go like, cool. Anything fun you're gonna do today? It's just no. It's supposed to be freaking uncomfortable. It's make it uncomfortable. And if they call it out, like, okay, let's do this. Like, you're good, dude? Is everything fine? It's just normalize it. Because when you just try to ignore it, you just make it bigger. You just try to ignore, oh, the guy's fearful. Let me just talk about the weather. It's not helping you. Make sense? So don't do that. Send the invoice. What I like to do is, okay, cool. While you pay the invoice, I'm going to be here opening your file. I'm going to be setting all the paperwork to send that over and prepping your file, okay? I'm here. If you need anything, if you have any trouble paying the invoice, let me know. Okay, now I got permission to stay 1 minute silent. They're doing their thing. I'm doing my thing. That's it. And I do this. Did you guys know what I just did? What do you know what I just did right now? Can you take a guess?
You disengaged, you moved your head, moved focus, allowing them time to.
Yeah. So right now,
process.
my Zoom meeting, my Zoom window, my Zoom window is right below the webcam, right below my webcam. Okay. I have a window here. So I grab the window, I grab it, and I move it to the corner. So I'm looking at all of you guys, but from the corner. So it looks like I'm just doing something else, but I'm looking at all of you right now. I just move the damn window. I just click and move it. So it sounds like I'm doing something. Maybe I already have everything prepped, but I'm gonna act like I'm doing something. Yeah? And then once you say, hey, I'm done, da 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 da, then I just move the window back below the webcam. Okay? Great, awesome. Any questions on presentation? That's pretty much it as far as the concepts and the flow of presentation and even the enrollment here. Any questions on the concept? Because then after that, if we have time, we'll just do drilling, and if not tomorrow, we'll just do a lot of role plays on different sections instead of presentation. We just want to make sure that we got the concepts, because for us to have flawless and great execution, a lot of times is the concept issue. So that's why we always like to cover the concepts. So then implementation is smoother.
Can you say that line one more time when is it all up front? Is there a reason why you asked that? Or what was that line you said?
Yeah. So when every time I get asked, is that all up front? The way that I like to respond is I like to always probe on that. I know some people say, yeah, normally, yes, they hold it, or say the majority of the time it is. But do you ask that for a reason though? Okay. I like to directly probe into that. So is that all up front? How do you mean by that? What are you looking for? Just so I can help you. That's one way. Or is that all up front? Is that all up front? Do I have to pay it all at once? You can say, you can just do this with your body. What's behind that? Just so I know what are you looking for, so I can best serve you or better help you.
Perfect.
What's behind that, or where's that coming from? You can say, is that all up front? Where's that coming from? Just so I understand, just so I can help you. Like, where is that coming from? That's it. What's behind that? It's just literally what's behind.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, you cannot answer that question because that's not the question. The question is what's behind that. The question is, I can afford it. Well, what do I do? I cannot afford it, right? Or I'm afraid. I can afford it, but I'm afraid. What do I do? Those are the real questions we're gonna pull out. Okay, same with the enrollment. So the enrollment process is pretty simple. We do it here on Zoom, phase one, sorry. Step number 1, we do this. Step 2, we do this. Step 3, we do this. Shall we, or do you have any questions? And they go, oh, but do I have to pay now? Oh, I'm supposed to pay now? The best way that I like to reply to that is I want to take the frame of the conversation out of having to pay and into change the focus into solving an issue. Do I have to pay now? You don't have to do anything. When do you want to stop the bleeding? This is like a very specific, let's say it's a business, a B2B, someone is wasting a lot of money. You don't have to pay anything. I guess, like, when do you want to stop the bleeding? That doesn't apply to this, but I would say something along the lines of, you can do whatever you want. I guess, like, when do you want to start getting rid of this problem? Do you want to start getting rid of it now, or is that something you want to keep having? So they're asking me about a payment. I'm asking them about how long, or for how long they want to continue to keep the problem. I change the frame. That's how I go about it. That's how I go about it always. Do I have to pay now? You don't have to do, because do I have to? You don't have to do anything, John. I guess, is this a problem you want to keep having tomorrow when you wake up, or is that something you want to get rid of? The problem is in your side, not on mine. I'm not saying that, okay? But it's the mindset, it's my tone. That's it. Okay. No, I do want to solve it now. Do you though? You don't have to. Oh, I do, but I just don't have all the money together. Oh yeah, money aside. Do you want to wake up tomorrow knowing that you're one step closer to being the father that your daughters deserve? Or what are we talking about here? Yeah, I do. Okay, so you're 100% in. Yes. No kind of problem. Like, we can get you in and get everything rocking and rolling, not allowing these circumstances to get in the way. I'll just put something down and I just get you in. That's fine. Oh no, I would just rather do everything tomorrow once I move the funds. Interesting. That's a little bit concerning to me, Nick. You know why?
Yeah.
I didn't even told you how much you did have to put down. It could have been $1.
Yeah.
But your beliefs and your existing patterns just made you backpedal. It's not you. It's like how all this conditioning of you being in this comfort zone. Do you know what I mean? Are we going to allow those patterns that has kept you in the comfort zone to keep keeping you there, or what do we do?
Yeah, I get it. So if you do that, that shouldn't create room for them to create something out of nothing. Oh, I just want to wait till tomorrow, overthink it. If you do it right, you can get to certainty there.
It doesn't have to do with speed. It doesn't have to. It doesn't have to. It's not that you have to be quick. It's not that. It's just you need to read what's going on and just call it out. But to a small degree, I
Mhm.
agree with you, because if you just go, it's $6,000, and then you stay there and you allow all these thoughts to come in, it's a lot of money, and you just go, cool, what's coming up for you? Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of money. You go, oh, okay. And then you just let that uncertainty to just flood the
Yeah.
room. Then more uncertainty is going to cause more uncertainty. So there is
Yeah,
like a little
no,
bit of an
really.
element of not allowing the uncertainty to come into the room. Yes.
Mhm.
But it's
Okay.
not that you have
Okay.
to rush to so it doesn't come.
Yeah.
No, because if it's there, they need to articulate it so that we can take care of it.
Okay. Okay, cool,
But
cool, cool.
that was a very good question. That was a very good question, because there's like
Yeah.
a certain element of, hey, dude, there's this thing called decision fatigue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So there's this thing called, I don't know how it's called, but all the work you do in discovery, when you pull out the emotion, that's not going to last forever. Okay. You pull out the emotion and all those emotional drivers and all the work you have done in the discovery, they have it top of mind, but they're not going to have it top of mind forever. It lasts 20 minutes. That's why your presentation cannot be 20 minutes, because then all the work you've done here, you're just killing it with the presentation. You know what I mean? So presentation,
Yeah.
short, sweet, concise, brief, punchy, and then go, dude, go. So the longer the
Yeah.
call goes, you run at the risk of just getting decision fatigue. You guys know what that is? When you're just like, you've been a nice conversation for 60 minutes and you're just tired. It's a nice conversation, but you're just tired. With your mom, with your dad, man, we'll be talking for 60 minutes is a lot for a conversation. Yeah. Brevity, word economy, important.
And so would you say that's also why it's so important when you're doing the temp check to be like, so do you feel like this is the vehicle that can help you get out of the grocery store and help you start living the life that you desire, for your family, etc.? Because you're like bringing back everything that you found in discovery and reigniting that pain point and that goal again before dropping the price.
100%. That's why we pull out the ammunition to use it. So I'm going to try to use it every single time. If the guy wants to escape the grocery stores, I'm going to position this as the vehicle, as the trampoline or a springboard. I don't know which word is the best one, to just get out of hell if they are in hell. Whatever they tell me. Imagine they tell me in consequence, you know what? Or in pleasure, in solution awareness, where I was like, what would you do with that kind of money? Oh, I would do this, I would do this, and I would do this. I would buy a Mercedes, I don't know. I will buy a Mercedes 758 model. That's very specific. Why is that? Oh, because my father told me that you're not a man until you have a Mercedes. So that's my goal, because once I have a Mercedes, I will prove him wrong. I don't care what the driver is. I'm just going to grab it and use it. So then I'm just going to go, do you feel that this is it? This is finally the springboard that's going to get you inside of that Mercedes? Or what do you feel? It doesn't matter. It's just whatever is important to them, and we use it. And that's how you keep them top of mind and results-based thinking, focus, purpose-driven, because that's what's required for someone to make a purpose-driven decision, like to make this kind of decision. The way they're going to step into that way of thinking, they're going to make that behavior, is if they are thinking about what they're going to get. And that's the difference between unsuccessful people and successful people. Like unsuccessful people, that they never make it, they're always thinking about what's the cost. Successful people, they're always thinking about what's in it to gain. What are the possibilities? What are the opportunities? I'm not sure if you have seen that clip where it's like, hey, if I would have told you that this bottle costs $1,000, would you buy it? And then the guy says, the interviewer says, no, yeah, that's why you're poor. Because poor people focus on the cost. You're just only focused on $1,000. Wealthy people will ask, why this thing costs $1,000? Oh, because this is water from the Mount Everest and this is the last drop and you can sell it for 1 million. Okay, give it to me. So we just want to make them we just want their focus to be in what's to gain, so that they can make a proper decision towards that. Make sense? And also when I talk about what's the gain, also in gain, we can throw moving away from hell, moving away from pain. Gain can be so that you can have this, or so that you can finally get rid of this, right? It just add these little things, guys. And you would just, there's a reason why top 1% closers are top 1% closers. There's a reason for that. And it's their communication skills. It's how they direct the focus with the questions, with their language patterns, is all there. All right, awesome. Takeaways. Let's just do a round of takeaways. What have we learned today? What have you written down? What are you definitely going to use in your next goal? I don't know. What is something that you didn't know and now what is like an aha moment that we'd love to hear?
Statement, how to utilize that in the best way to really gauge that, to really gauge the prospect's behavior and then go from there.
You mean the temp check or the conclusion statement? Sorry, I didn't get you.
Yeah, the closing statement and then a tempo change.
Okay. Okay. Got you. Thank you for sharing, brother. What else do we have?
I really like the phrase I use. Do you feel like there's any part of the process that's like making you feel like this is the key to the castle? I really like that phrase. That's perfect. I'm going to put that in my tool belt.
There you go. Yeah, that's one way to do another tie down. You can say, what part of the process do you see yourself benefiting the most or taking most advantage of? That's another way. Another way to do a tie down and temp check is with this process. Is there any reason you can think of that if you follow it to a T, you wouldn't be successful? So it's a negative tie down. It's a negative tie down. Like with this process, is there anything that you can think of that if you were to follow it to a T, you wouldn't be successful? That's powerful as well. It's like, no, nothing that I can think of. And you stay there. Take your time. Because now they're just overcoming their own objections. If I follow the process, I'm not gonna fail. And that also helps for fear-based objections later on. So yeah, there you go. That's another one. Another way is there any way you can think of that if you like step into this process, this system that we have, is there any way that you can see yourself failing with this? It's the same shit. You just word that differently, but it's a negative tie down. Nick is smiling. What's going on?
Yeah, no, I love the zoom move around on the computer, like moving it to the corner and acting like you're doing something. I love that. Love that.
Yeah,
That's
you can
smart.
just-
Smart
you can
stuff.
try it. You can try right away,
Yeah,
right now, if you want.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Because like, why do I move the window? Because I want to see his face. I want to see the prospect face in his reaction. But they don't know that I'm looking at them. They believe I'm just multitasking.
Yeah. Something else that I learned was like the half assumption of the sale. I think that's really a really good way not to be like too direct, but then also, yeah, are you ready to roll or do you have any other questions? You know, I
There
think
you
that's
go.
good.
There you go.
Mhm.
Yeah. Very gentle. Because sometimes some people, they are fearful. You can see that in their eyes, but they're not stating it. They are not stating it. And that's because they want to overcome it themselves. So you just gently help them. Ready to roll, ready to rock and roll. You just control their focus. Ready to do some homework and wake up tomorrow knowing that is a matter of when or a matter of if. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. You sure? Yeah, let's do it. Okay, awesome. You're doing that gentle. Come on, dude. You can do it. I know you can. You got it. I believe in you. So that's sort of like all of that goes with your tone and with your energy. Especially you, Nick, that you have a very nice aura.
Do I? Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, you do. You do. Yeah. We all can see that for sure. 100%.